Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to another edition of Training Tip Tuesday with me, Coach Coral from Team Babe Athletics. Hope everybody's week is off to a good start, getting into a good rhythm. Wanted to hop on and talk about the top 3 general basics for fueling as a female endurance athlete. There's a lot of really great conversation that's coming into the forefront about this topic, especially in the last couple of seasons, and some really great research that's come out too. So just wanted to preface this conversation by saying if you haven't read Roar by Dr. Stacy Sims, I highly recommend picking up a copy, whether you are a female endurance athlete or you support a female endurance athlete. This is the gold standard resource for this topic, and many of the advisements and premises that we use in our coaching and with our athletes are based on this book. I also want to preface this by saying that I am not a dietitian. So if you are someone that has special dietary considerations, I highly recommend reaching out to not just a nutritionist, but someone who is an RDN and has a dietitian credential. And this is someone that has gone through schooling, like it has a university degree rather than simply a certificate. So with that, top 3 fueling basics for female endurance athletes. The first one that we often get a bit sideways due to some really toxic diet culture that has pervaded athletics and the female psyche for a very long time is getting enough to eat. Oftentimes we see athletes that are under fueling and it wreaks havoc on your metabolism, your energy availability, and your performance. So eat consistently. This is principle number 1. Eat consistently. You should never be running on fumes. One, I know personally this just tends to make me cranky. So, if it is something that helps you to do, not as a calorie tracking, but just for timing, just to kind of see where you're at. I would recommend, if you're not sure whether you're eating enough, just kind of jot down as you go through your day the timing and approximately what you're fueling with. Are you grazing a lot? Are you eating like one big meal and then not eating the rest of the day? Figure out your patterns and then go from there and make some tweaks as needed to make sure that you have enough energy availability so that you're kind of keeping that tank topped off throughout the day and that you're never running on fumes. This also, one really awesome tidbit that we've found great success with, both personally and with our team, is refueling immediately after exercise with carbohydrate and protein specifically. And this is kind of within that 30 to 45 minute refeed window. So if you're not eating immediately after your workouts or doing something like a shake or a bar, just something to get those calories back in, this is one of the in practice principles that I would recommend that aligns with this first tenet of eating consistently. So, all right, number 2, eat real food. This is pretty straightforward. A lot of the things that fill the shelves in the grocery store, we can't recognize the ingredients. And your body will really crave just really awesome, nutrient-dense, yummy food. And honestly, it's kind of cheaper to eat this way anyways. So, looking for things like fruits and veggies, whole grains, things that the ingredients list is kind of really just the food itself. And just coming up with some really creative ways to put this together. There are so many resources out there to help you cook nutrient-dense, kind of lower processed foods. I'm not saying don't have pizza, don't eat ice cream, but the lower down on that process chain that you can base the majority of your fueling and food intake, the happier your body is going to be. All right. Number 3, don't take this stuff too seriously. And what I mean is, there is so much, and I talked about this already, there's so much pervasive, insidious conversation and stigma around fueling as an athlete. And so it really can become a trap when we start to talk about putting rules and guidelines into place around eating. Eating is something that we all have to do and we all need to do to be healthy and to be active. So try not to put labels or restrictions or write out complete macronutrients, like carbs are not evil. Things like this. Anything that has any plan for eating that completely writes out major food groups, major macronutrient groups, or completely eliminates certain things that intuitively we know are good for us, run, not walk in the opposite direction is typically my advice. So, if it works for you to have a cookie, have a glass of wine, eat a slice of pizza every now and again, it's really good, especially in times like these, to be flexible and learn how to kind of take the 80-20 or 90-10 approach. If most of the time what you're eating is more along the lines of, and again, I hate putting labels on this, but kind of following that macronutrient balance, you've got a really good mix of carbs, fats, and healthy proteins in there. Having a glass of wine in the evening before while you're cooking dinner, hanging out with your family, going out to ice cream with your kids, like these are all things that bring us joy, that we bond over. And especially in times like this, having that flexibility mentally and physically in your day is going to help you stay healthy and more balanced. So eat consistently, eat as much real food as you can, but also don't be afraid to be flexible and give yourself the leniency to enjoy the things that you are putting into your body and knowing that it's all part of being balanced, being happy, and being an awesome female endurance athlete. So if you guys have any questions specifically, first off, I know I already mentioned this, but just want to do a quick recap. If you haven't read Roar, please get a copy. It's an ebook. And also, actually, Stacy Sims right now is doing some free education. Some of her libraries of resources are currently available. So go check that out. I think it's up for another couple weeks at the moment for free. And then also, we are connected with several dietitians, registered dietitians who come from athletic backgrounds, who understand the female endurance paradigm. And so if you are looking for someone that can directly advise you specifically about how to eat to fuel your physiology as a female endurance athlete, please let us know. This is not something that we as coaches have the expertise. There are coaches out there that do, and they're awesome. But if you want us to help connect you with someone that can give you specific, explicit advice that is science-based, please let us know. We're happy to make those handshakes. So hope everybody is staying well, doing well. Don't forget to reach out to your people, give them virtual e-hugs. And if anybody just needs to talk or touch base, we are always here to support you, whether it be for triathlon or just for general life stuff. So we love you guys. Don't forget to stay badass every day and have a great week.